get started? Okay. All right, throw another shrimp on a bar we made because we're here with the Smith Street Band from Australia. Hey man, how are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
I'm fine, thank you. But we're here to talk about you, of course. Like, how has your day been at the festival? Like, how did you find that the set go?
It was so much fun. Yeah, it was one of the funnest shows
like
we've played.
one of the most. That was one of the biggest crowds you ever played.
Yeah, that would have been. We've done a couple of festivals in Australia that are similar size, but that would have been pretty close to the biggest, most amount of people we've ever played. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was pretty fun. Had a blast.
Cool. Yeah, I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you very much.
Talented. You're actually not the only Australian band on the.
No, there's a
lineup
few.
this
There
year.
was
Yeah.
like 4, I think.
Yeah. Do you
It's
feel like
Body Jar,
punk
like
rock
the
is
Prom Queen? Whoops.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. And D's Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like punk rock is surpassing Kangaroos as the most popular thing from Australia these days?
Kangaroos are everywhere, man.
Yeah.
They're getting cold. It's horrible. Yeah, the punk scene in Australia is doing pretty well. I don't know. Like the bands here were 2 punk bands and 2 hardcore bands, I guess. D's Nuts and I call the Prom Queen hardcore bands. And hardcore is still way bigger in Australia. But there's bands at home like a band called Violent Soho who are from Queensland, doing really cool, and the record label that we're from, Poison City Records, do a lot of cool bands. The Bennies and Luca Brasi are 2 really cool bands. And I don't know, people are starting to do more things, and people are starting to go overseas more and come to places like Groezrock and the Fest in Gainesville, and it's cool, yeah. More things starting to happen and more good stuff starting to come out of Australia. So
yeah, I
very
actually
excited.
had a question about what Australian bands we need to check out, but I think you're already at.
Yeah, Benny's, Luca Brasi, Violent Soho. There's another band from Melbourne called Apart From This.
Okay.
They were really cool. There's like a 2-piece from, I don't know if they're a 2-piece anymore, but they're called Pinch Hitter. They're from Sydney. They're close friends of ours. I don't know, Grim Fandango, or a band from Perth. I could go on for a long time. There's a lot of good bands in Australia at the moment.
Okay, we'll check them all out.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Okay, you guys are amazing songwriters. I think the complexity of your songs is like one of your strongest points. Do you guys have like a set method to writing songs, or is it just
it's usually pretty set. Pretty much what will happen is Will write the basic chord structure, and he writes all the lyrics. And so he usually will just send that to us from his iPhone or whatever. And we just kind of build it from there. So like we take it into a studio and just everyone just sort of throws in their ideas, and sometimes it turns out exactly the same as the way Will recorded it acoustically, and it takes 5 minutes, and sometimes it changes completely. But yeah, it's always starts with Will, and then the rest of us get our hands on it and go from there. So yeah.
I heard some rumors that there's a new album coming out.
Yeah, might be. Yeah. Yeah, we're recording in June and July. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, at home in Australia, we've hired a house down in the forest, in the rainforest.
Oh, that's really cool.
And we're going to spend a month there and record some songs. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Very exciting.
My favorite song actually is Little Sinking Ship. Very personal.
Very personal. I love that song too.
Do you guys like believe in putting your whole life out there for the fans to hear, or?
Yeah, I think like that's always been like a pretty important part of our band, is like just sort of honesty and being who you are, and representing yourself in a true fashion. And like we're just 4 pretty normal dudes, and we don't try to be anything we're not, and we sort of stand up for what we believe in. And Will's lyrics are very personal, and he sings about his life and the way he feels, and yeah, that's sort of the morals we live by, I suppose.
But if you listen to the lyrics, you can hear some rough parts, some dark parts, maybe even.
Totally, yeah. I mean,
is that because Will had a very difficult life?
no, Will's had a really he's had a beautiful upbringing, in that his Will's family are lovely people, and his mum and dad are very supportive, and they're both writers, and that's probably where he gets gets his lyrical skill from. But I guess, like everyone, you sort of go through some troubles, and Will has struggled with depression and that sort of stuff growing up. So yeah, you sort of go through it, and that's what he sings about. And a lot of his songwriting, the process of his songwriting, is sort of therapy in a way for him. That's why it's so personal, because he uses it as a diary or a release, if you like. So yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
it helps him as well as, you know, helps us to be a band.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
Art can help. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, are there any boundaries? Like, were there parts in songs that you said, like, okay, we're not going to do that because that's too personal?
Will make those boundaries himself, but as far as I know, there isn't. I think when we'd done No One Gets Lost Anymore, the first album, and we were writing, or he was writing the initial songs for Sunshine and Technology, I think he found himself getting into a bit of, I guess, like editing himself, and because he knew that more people would be listening now, and more people would be paying attention, and I think he sort of fairly self-consciously stopped doing that to just write what comes naturally, you know. So yeah, so there's not really much of a ceiling where we won't say something or whatever, you know, provided it's what he feels, of course.
It's good as long as the songs come out great, like always.
Well, we'll try, man. We'll do our best.
Like, do you sometimes need to take a step back to, like, grasp the success you guys are having right now, because it's going amazing for you guys? I saw you in a very small venue last year, but now you're here at Groezrock. You're playing all these kick-ass tours, and you're playing Fest again this year. So, like, how's that been for you, man?
It's amazing. Like, I'm not going to pretend it's not. We're having the time of our lives. As far as like taking a step back, I don't ever really do that. Like, I don't think the other guys do either. We just want to like keep working and sort of keep touring as hard as we can and keep writing music. And I don't think any of us want to stop anytime soon. So we just, I don't know. Like, I've said this in interviews before, but you know, if the success of the band wasn't as good as what it is now, we'd still be doing it. You know, like, we'd still be playing. So, and we'd probably still be touring here. I guess we're just fortunate that we can get to different parts of the world and come to Europe twice this year and go to the Fest and do that sort of stuff. Like,
do you actually still have a job next to this?
No, not anymore. Only very recently, but yeah, this is the full-time thing now, man. We're doing it.
You've made it.
Well, I don't know about that. I am completely broke, but I don't have a job. So
okay. My last couple of questions. We talked about restorations. Yesterday, and asked them about the biggest gossip on you guys. They were to release anything. Do you guys have any gossip on restorations?
Oh man, you put me on the spot. I'm going to say something nice. I listened to they've recorded a new record. It's called LP3, and it's going to come out in, I think, maybe October or November.
Cool.
And they let me listen to it in the van the other day. They've got like a Dropbox file of it, but it's, you know, very secure. Nobody's allowed to hear it. I wasn't even allowed to have it on my phone. I had to like plug my headphones into one of their phones, and they let me listen to it, and it's so good. Yeah, it's killer. It sounds.
They could do better on the album titles, right?
Well, yeah. Do you know what? I like to give them shit because they called the second LP LP2, and they're calling this one LP3, but they didn't name the first one LP1 until after LP2 came out. Then they started calling it LP1. So I teased John about that. That's kind of a nerdy record geek thing, I guess.
Let's just keep it at that. And they're nice guys. They're
lovely dudes. It's so good to be on tour. Yeah, what did they say about us?
Actually, nothing. They gave us 2 keywords, but I forgot them already because I got too drunk yesterday. It's okay.
Cool.
You did my last question. You did an all merch thing, €5 less than restorations. a week ago.
That was a joke. That was a
thing
joke.
still on, or can we get cheap?
You have to
merch?
talk to Bosmer, our merch guy.
Okay.
If you tell him that, he will probably give it to you for five euros cheaper. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Tell him that he's more punk than Restorations, or say something like that, or just give him some weed.
Okay. I actually bought a shirt from you guys yesterday. So
Yeah. Did he charge you full price?
Yeah.
Ah, man, you blew it.
Okay, I blew it. Okay, but yeah, that was my last question. So thank you
Cool.
very much, man.
Thank you.